love doing this kind of thing. When somebody sends me something and says, be as hard on it as you possibly can, that's just music to my ears. Imagine growing up, your parents saying that to you. All I ever got as a kid was, don't break it. Nice.
And what do your kids get?
I say the same thing to my kids.
Be as hard on it or don't break it?
Don't break it. It's the last one you'll ever get. Look at that. Can't throw these out because they're the return labels. Razor's feeling a little neglected. Barely driven it this year. We've had so much on the go. Now these aren't going to have the same deep mud abilities, but these are going to give me that fun factor, playing on the trails kind of ability that you can't get with a real dedicated mud tire. Get out of here. And this trip we're going on is going to be about a 300-mile round trip on a bunch of dirt roads and muddy washouts. It's going to be great. When you're riding with a dedicated mud tire, you can't trail ride with them. It's hard on the bike, it's hard on your back. They're lurchy, there's a lot of vibration. And because there's so little surface area of the lug, you wear them out fast. Now, if you're going from a stock tire that's on your Razor, when I bought mine, the dealer told me that they're going to be good for about 500 miles. He said, don't kid yourself, 500 is all you're going to get out of it. And I think I got 200. That's it. This has been a great machine for me. I have broken axles. That's what really tall lug tires have a tendency to do. So, well, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not the tire that breaks the axle, it's the driver's foot that breaks the axle. The more power you put into it in a bad spot, and you could just winch yourself out. You know, but where's the fun in that? Sometimes it's just about putting your foot down and giving her. It's hot in the old garage today. Now I'll tighten these up as much as I can on the hoist, and then I'll torque them to where they need to go to. Now these are 29-inch tires going on. Very light tire. You can tell just by picking them up. Quite a bit lighter than usual. Made, it's a Canadian company. These are spec'd here in Canada and then manufactured overseas, like so many things that we get today, which is not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. It's cheaper to make things over there, so we can buy them, and it's affordable. Make sure you always start these by hand. If you just put the gun on these and start to pour the power to it, you're going to strip out your lug nut. I'm not going to say how I know that, because everybody knows I've done it in a hurry. And these never really seem to go on in a nice way. Now when you're dealing with certain tires, the ones that came originally on this right from the factory, those tires are spec'd to the manufacturer's quality more or less when they're made, or the manufacturer specifications. That's kind of why they don't last very long. They want maybe a little cheaper tire to get on there and get it out the door. This is probably a stiffer rubber compound. It's going to last longer. So the 200 to 500 miles we're going to put on it this week, we're going to see. There's one thing left to do. Take these out and give them a good old beat. This clay is the worst stuff you can get in it right here. big time bad. That front tire's in there pretty good. This is Cole. We just met Cole back here on the trail. Never heard of PowerModz.
Now he's part of it.
But you know why? Because he's a good hard worker. He's a farmer. He's up every morning at what time? 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
He's out there milking cows. Boy, he works. Can't blame him for that. I'm not freestooling this because it's a little tricky the way that it's angled in and around the front of this machine. So I always power it out. I just make sure it's running at this time. My other tires, my dedicated mud tires that I have a hard time with that, I'm sure I'd be stuck right now. Really, when it comes down to it, you're into stuff like this is the best thing to do. Just get out and winch. You're not gonna bust something, you're not gonna ruin your day. Tree protector. I sort of just trickled into that. Last week there was an articulating loader in here, a big cat, brand new. Somebody got it stuck in here. So it really chewed it up. One thing you want to check with mud tires is how well they clear the mud out of the tread. I haven't spun these, I haven't really even driven them. In the other type of mud we were riding there earlier, they were actually clearing out very well. Clay's a whole other story. It's always bad. I'll leave this out. I think I'm gonna need this tree again. Here it comes. Well, I gotta tell you, this is some good times right there. When somebody sends me a product and says go out and test it and try to wreck it, and what can be more fun than that, right? And I tried to wreck these tires, and I tested them pretty good. I figure, like seriously, you know, you're gonna see this video, I don't know how long it's gonna be, several minutes, but if you add up all the time that I've taken to beat these tires down, it's hours. You know, I've got several hundred kilometers on them. It's all been wide open throttle thrashing of these tires. Mud in there, that's not a big deal. But really, I want to test it on this stuff. This is all rock. The ball bearing stuff up at my camp. You know, they fared out pretty darn good, guys. And I'll admit it, I've been pretty hard on them here in this last couple minutes. They're actually nice and warm. They're getting my hands warm. And they've barely worn out, or they've, you know, there's just some marks here in the front edge, the leading edge of these lugs, but not too bad at all. What I am very surprised about is the amount of traction we get with these in the mud and how quick they clear the mud out. A lot of times they'll just pack up, especially in that clay that we were in there a few minutes ago. They'll get packed with the clay and then that's it. They're kind of done. But these cleared it very well. We came into some pretty good stuff. You can tell when you get into the nasty shale, it starts cutting the tires. But they're pretty tough. Sorry for the wind, I'm not using a mic because we're into some nasty stuff back here. The cameraman's covered. And yeah, he cries a little bit. No, he doesn't. He's pretty tough. The front tires, I mean, they're just like new. Not a big deal. If I wanted better leading edge on those tires, I could switch them around from side to side. I'd get that nice firm lug again, but honestly, these things are very impressive. So I can do nothing but highly recommend the Traxion gripper tires and ATVTiresCanada.com. I gotta really thank them for sending these to me and letting me try them. I'm gonna test some other tires in the near future. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And they're probably not gonna talk to me again because I'm not gonna send these tires back, even though I've ridden them. How can you send them back? They do such a good job. As far as a crossover tire goes, I'm not gonna stop, I'm just gonna keep going. As far as a crossover tire goes, with a dedicated mud tire, you can't trail ride with it. You can't put hundreds of K on it because they're just gonna wear out. And I've done it, and I've worn them out pretty fast. These got me through all that mud in there. You've seen me do it. And you know what? There's not really much reason to get the mud tires unless you're into the real swamp stuff like what we've done in the past. But if you're just out riding and you're going to be coming across mud holes, these are going to do it for you. So I got to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you come to my new forum, PowerModz/forum. Join. We're going to get some stuff away there. You're going to get to see stuff there you can't see anywhere else. And you know what? It's just fun being part of the PowerModz army. You can talk to ATV Tires Canada and Traxion right on the forum. If you have any questions, you can ask them. And you can talk to all the other guys I work with. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, one other thing I should mention is that even though I put several hundred kilometers on here, there's more than 200 or 300. There's got to be 200 miles or more. The Razor did it all. Like, pound this beast very hard. Slightly used when I go to sell it, you know, very low mileage, but honestly, I think it's going to need some front end bushings. Let's get out of here, Jamie. Oh boy, Simon's got some cleaning to do. Just